guess I should turn this up and then I would be able to tell whether there's sound or no sound.
No, try.
All right, there's a delay.
Okay. I'm getting the levels here, so there should be.
Okay.
Ask viewers if they can hear it now.
All right, let me know when you guys can hear, like a thumbs up or something. Can you guys hear me? Gosh, I have my volume up, so. We're still on delay, so I have to wait. Oh, there we go. It was the mic. I could hear it. It was Mike.
It was me. I did it.
All right. So we got sound now. Ah, thanks, guys. There's a delay. Oh, all right. So I get to talk about the oralgasm again. Let me silence this now. All right. So I got a new term. Where's my so I can erase the no sound. Oh, down here. So we were creative in coming up with a new term, because when we were talking to people about their mouth and what they feel when, as far as a difference between brushing with regular toothpaste and with Dirty Mouth Toothpowder, people were describing that their mouth was fresher, that it was like, wow, this big pop of energy inside their mouth. A lot of people said it just kind of brought their mouth to life. And it doesn't necessarily happen right away, like the whole idea of this continuous feeling of freshness inside your mouth. And that's because it takes 3 to 4 to 5, maybe sometimes 6 or 7 days for you to reestablish the reason that your mouth feels so fresh all the time. So we came up with the term oralgasm, and I really like that. So we're going to hashtag oralgasm. Wait, I should like hashtag. And it's really cool. I don't know if you guys saw my picture on Instagram. I did a cool oralgasm picture on Instagram, so you got to go check it out. But what I would love to see is hashtagging yourself with hashtag oralgasm, Primal Life Organics, with the tooth powder, your toothbrush, your LED teeth whitener, whatever. Because really, it's what happens to your inside your mouth after brushing with the tooth powder, using the gum serum, and using the LED teeth whitener. And here is why. I'll show you very easily why. So watch for me, guys. Guess what? I have a big announcement. Someday, you're going to see me on Dr. Oz. Oprah's going to come out of retirement. Ellen is going to be like calling me. And here's why. Because nobody's talking about this topic. And as you listen to me talk about it, you're going to realize that that nobody understands why dental health is so important. And as you hear that, you're going to understand that it is the most important aspect of your entire health. If you value health, then you really should take a look inside your mouth, because that is where it all begins. So what's really, really, for me, really cool is the fact that I get to talk about it when nobody else wants to. And I get to help people understand the meaning behind good health starts in your mouth. That's where it starts. So look, these are the friends that you want inside your mouth. Super cool. These guys lead to the oralgasm. This is a simple picture of what an oralgasm would look like inside your mouth, because this is a very happy, healthy little piece of whatever you want to call it. Bacteria, microbiota is what it used to be called. Mouth microbiome is the other way to call it. But here's what happens when you brush with something like Toxicrap. So Toxicrap kills these guys because it kills all bacteria. And if this is a good bacteria, it kills him. And guess what what happens? When you kill your good bacteria, the nasty germs that are in the air and all over the place get inside your mouth, they get inside your nose, and they fill up your space without having any defense against them. You don't get an oralgasm when these guys are in your mouth. You get nasty, bad breath. You get the start of gingivitis and periodontal disease. You get cavities. And then these guys multiply. They build this, what we call biofilm inside your mouth. Do you know what a biofilm is? They build this biofilm, which we all know as plaque. And plaque inside your mouth can then get into your body. So it creates these crevices inside your gum tissue, which leads to the inside of your blood vessels. It gets inside your mouth. I think we lost Twitter, but it gets inside your blood vessels, inside your body. So I want you to rethink the term outside your body and inside your body. What I have realized is that the entire opening to opening is still the outside world. We think as soon as it enters our mouth, it becomes inside of us. But to be very honest with you, if you think about this whole tube that goes from here all the way out, that consider the outside world. As you listen to me, it's going to make a lot of sense. And by the time I get to the end of this, you're going to totally understand why. So your body doesn't do anything with anything until it actually gets inside you. And I don't mean inside your digestive system, because inside there, it's still not a part of you. It still cannot create as much damage internally. And when I talk internally, sure, it can cause inflammation in your gut and cause digestive issues. That's a whole nother thing. But getting inside your body, I'm talking to your heart, your liver, your brain, your tissues, that kind of thing. So if you think of your entire digestive tract as still being the outside world, this is all going to make a lot of sense. And you want to keep the bad stuff outside of you. You want to keep it in that long tube so it gets flushed completely through you. That should make a lot of sense. But when you have these guys, and these guys take over those good guys, and they're sitting inside your mouth, and they're creating this biofilm we call plaque, and then we go to the dentist, and if you aren't afraid of the dentist, you probably should be afraid of the dentist, because your dentist only encourages these things. So as you listen to me, you're going to realize that if you're using Toxicraft, you are really only buying what they are selling. And what are these guys selling? They are selling bad breath. They are selling gingivitis. They are selling cavities. They are selling heart disease. They are selling dementia. They are selling low birth weight children, babies born, and they are also selling digestive issues. And that is because what they put in here is, my opinion, it's designing your body to break down. So if you brush with something like this, you by nature are brushing with something that is designing a detrimental health in one way or another. If you want to redesign your health, if you want to focus on health as a value, then you have to start where it all starts, and that's the beginning of the tube. The beginning of the tube is your first line of defense against these guys. So when these guys show up, they can't live, they can't survive. They literally either die or will die eventually. So brushing with the right product creates an environment where these guys are happy and you get your oralgasm. You have fresh breath. So bad breath is an imbalance between good bacteria and bad bacteria inside your mouth. And it is also the very first sign of impending disease, in my opinion, because it's the bad bacteria that creates disease. So let me, for instance, tell you guys, I just found the research that shows that has connected. We've known for a long time there's a connection between the oral and systemic disease. And the link I found for brain health is the bacteria that is found inside your mouth that causes cavities, causes gingivitis, and causes disease has been found in the brains of patients that have died from Alzheimer's. Of course, they don't test the people that are still alive, but patients that have died from Alzheimer's disease or dementia have the same bacteria inside their mouth that causes gingivitis. So there is a link between brain health. We knew that there was a link between heart disease. So the plaque that's inside your mouth, the bacteria, the plaque, the biofilm, is the same plaque that's found in the arteries of people that have coronary artery disease. If you keep your mouth protected and healthy with these guys, you can slim down the chance that you're going to have those other issues. Because if those bad things are what's causing digestive issues, heart disease, brain issues, get rid of them. create an environment inside your mouth that every single time you smile, every single time you brush, you feel fresh and you are empowered to fight the bad bacteria. So I want to show you guys really quick. This is something I came up with that I thought was really cool. And I give you guys, I want to ask you guys to help share this information. A lot of people out there don't understand the connection between their oral health and the rest of their body. And I'll be answering questions. So if you guys have any questions regarding this or anything else, please post them so Mike can keep a tally of them and I'll go through. But really quick, before I get to it, I've got about 15 minutes left. I want to show you guys exactly what your mouth means and how it really affects the rest of your body. So I'm just going to print out MOUTH. So there's your mouth, all right? And this is how impactful the health of your mouth is. So if you value health, this is something that you need to see. So this is microbiome. So this is the microbiome inside your mouth, and that is all the good bugs, the good bacteria that live inside your mouth that prevents the overgrowth of the bad stuff. This is the stuff that makes up your immune system. This is the biome inside your mouth that helps prevent digestive issues. It helps prevent plaque buildup because plaque can't really build up unless it's in the right environment for plaque to build up. Bad bacteria can't really live unless it's in an environment where bacteria live. So good microbiome inside your mouth is very important. So the O is, where's my thing? Optimizes. I've changed this word a couple times, which is why I had to look at the best word. I've come up with a couple different. Microbiome optimizes your total health. So what's really cool is what I want to show you guys. So this statement is true. Your microbiome inside your mouth optimizes your total health. So if you have good microbiome, you have total health. If you have gingivitis, if you have bad breath, then that is going to be reflected in your total health. Whatever microbiome is living inside your mouth is what your total health is going to look like. In fact, a lot of physicians look inside your mouth because they can predict your internal inflammation level or disease level based on the look inside your mouth, what's going on inside your mouth. If you have candida on your tongue, if you have cavities, gingivitis, and things like that, then they know that your insides have that inflammation and that same bacteria going on as well. So your microbiome actually is a reflection of your total body health, and it depends on what that microbiome shows. So if you have good microbiome, it optimizes your total health. So check this out. If you get rid of your good microbiome, you delete both of those inside your mouth. If you do not have good microbiome inside your mouth, you do not have total body health. It just can't happen. There's no way it can happen because of the biome, the bacteria that gets inside your body. When you don't have good bacteria, it causes digestive disorders, heart disease, and all sorts of other things. So I wanted to show you guys that because I know a lot of people look at things and can value, you can value health, but if you're not really using the right thing, then you need to make a switch. And it's a simple switch. You still do the same thing every single day. You don't change anything else about your routine. You still brush for 2 minutes. You just change what you're brushing with. And Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder, I designed Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder to reestablish the biome inside your mouth. That's the baseline. That's what happens when you use this, and it only takes like 3 or 4 days. But when you're using Toxipaste and it destroys your biome, then you end up with lots of problems down the road. So switching to Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder, the gum serum as well is going to help improve your oral biome, help improve your gum tissue, help prevent that growth of the bad bacteria, decrease the inflammation, decrease the redness and all sorts of things. And then the LED teeth whitener, just totally ramps that up to the next level. On top of whitening your teeth, it also is going to help pull toxins, cleanse the tissues, which this does as well, but helps cleanse the tissues a little bit more of your gum tissue. Did you guys know that heavy metal toxicity can start inside your mouth? And did you know that brushing with a clay-based tooth powder can help pull those heavy metal toxins from your tissues, help cleanse your tissues, and help get rid of them right there before they get absorbed into your body? And the LED teeth whitener, because the gel is made with activated charcoal and 2 different clays, will help remove those toxins from your tissues as well. They help to remineralize your teeth, and it helps to restore your gum tissue. Mike, do we have any questions?
There are a couple questions.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
scroll back really quick.
Loud and clear. Oh, good. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, there. Ooh. Oh, when is the tooth powder? It's not. What's the benefit of the CBD in the tooth powder? Okay, CBD. So I was just talking to Josh, who's in charge of that project, and we are very close to being able to release it. And I would look for it probably in the next 2 weeks is when we're going to be releasing this formula. It will be available in peppermint starting as the starting flavor. And then as we move forward with it, we'll be offering it in the different flavors as well. So if there's a flavor that you really want us to offer it in, comment below, because it's always hard for us to pick and choose which flavor to do. But peppermint and spearmint are our top 2 flavors, but let me know what flavors you guys are really wanting this in. So what's the benefit of it? So CBD is very, it's anti-inflammatory, and it has antioxidant properties, and it's very nourishing for the tissues. So there's a lot of other benefits of the CBD. So it helps calm you, relax you. It's got a lot of the omegas. And so it's really good for when you're taking it for other reasons, ingesting it and things like that. It's very good for heart health. It's very good for anti-aging, things like that. But as far as why should you brush with it, primarily for the anti-inflammatory. So inside your mouth, you can either create, and this goes back to the microbiome, you can either create, there's 2 types of environments inside your mouth, pro-inflammatory or anti-inflammatory. So pro-inflammatory is what happens when these guys are living inside your mouth. When you have bad bacteria inside your mouth, you're living in a pro-inflammatory state inside your mouth. And remember, the state inside your mouth is the state of which your entire body and health is, it's an indication. So if you have a bunch of this living inside your mouth, it's as if you're looking at your health inside your body, right inside your mouth. It's a reflection of your internal health. So you really, really, really want to create the environment inside your body that has all happy cells, right? You don't want the pro-inflammatory. These are the anti-inflammatory. So if you think of the CBD as promotes the anti-inflammatory, it promotes, it's antioxidant friendly or loaded with antioxidants, so it's going to reduce the free radicals inside your mouth. The number one place that you really, really want to create that anti-inflammatory environment is inside your mouth. Remember, this whole tube is really still the outside world trying to get in. Still trying to get in. If you think of your gut biome as almost like your skin in skin conditions, it's like basically the same thing. When you have, and this might make a lot of sense for a lot of people that have skin issues, it's if you think of your entire tube as just an extension of your skin, it's just a different kind of skin. It's protecting you from the outside world. Your skin, your nose passage, your nasal passage, and your entire tube is still the outside world trying to get in. And you need a biome. Your skin needs a biome, a microbiome, a good microbiome. Your mouth does, and all the way through your digestive. And it only makes sense when you think of that as the barrier between the inside and the outside. If you think of your gut as your inside world, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't completely make sense until you start to think about everything that's passing through your gut is still outside of you. It still has not passed through your tissue and inside of you. And it's not necessarily until it gets inside of you that it can create more disease. if you don't have the right microbiome through that entire process, that entire tube, that's when you can absorb or create internal inflammation. That's when these guys can either cross through inside, or it creates inflammation, which then creates a breakdown of your tissue in your gut, which is what a lot of the digestive disorders are. So if you think of that long tube passing all the way through as the outside world, everything that's inside of it is still outside of you. It still has not entered through your tissues, right? It can still completely pass all the way through you, which is what you want bad things to do. It's the same thing, like with H. pylori. Let me talk about H. pylori or E. coli. A lot of us are familiar with that. As soon as it becomes overgrowth, you start to have symptoms like diarrhea and nausea and all sorts of symptoms like that, inflammation. The place to stop E. coli and H. pylori is inside your mouth. It doesn't enter your body. It doesn't enter this part of your tube until it passes through your mouth, right? This is your gatekeeper. Your mouth is your gatekeeper. If you can stop H. pylori and E. coli and a plethora of other problems right here inside your mouth, that's where it should stop. Because the minute you swallow and it gets into your stomach is an acidic environment. And those types of bacteria really love an acidic environment. That's where they thrive. That's where they grow. So once it passes through your stomach and it's multiplied and it's become more powerful and it enters your small intestine where there's less of a defense against it, that's where the problem starts. And we tend to think of that as the start of our inflammation or the start of our immune system, but it's not. It's only because we've never really thought about this as the start of our immune system. So if you continue to brush with something that's destroying your immune system inside your mouth, this is like taking an antibiotic once or twice a day, depending on how often you brush, once or twice a day, and just destroying your good microbiome, totally destroying it. Not even having a chance to rebuild it before you go back and destroy it again. Think about the kids. When kids get sick, and it's primarily because their hands are in their mouth, it's because we're destroying their microbiome. They don't have that defense in their mouth. So the best place to stop it is inside your mouth, which is why this is going to be a really good, and especially for your gum tissue, that's going to be a really good ingredient to put in your toothpaste or tooth powder. Yes, Mike, any other ones?
We've got a handful of questions. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sherry, that was Sherry?
That was Sherry, yes.
Okay, Sherry. So I do not have a charcoal cinnamon. Maybe down the road we will, but we just have the spearmint and the peppermint. Those are the two most popular flavors. So there's no charcoal cinnamon right now. And charcoal is a little interesting because it really overpowers the flavor. So if anybody uses like the peppermint or the spearmint and then tries the charcoal, the black flavor, it doesn't feel as fresh inside your mouth, but there's actually more essential oil. We had to add a little bit extra because charcoal really pulls the flavor. It's got such a good, strong flavor that we had to actually add more. But peppermint and spearmint are the two black flavors. And then the question about the LED teeth whitener. So I know on the box, the LED teeth whitener says that it's not recommended during pregnancy. So it says that because when I first came out with this, I really wanted to make sure that there was no reason pregnant women could not use it, either the gel or the LED. And I didn't necessarily have all the data that I wanted when we released it. So after doing the research, LED light has been used during pregnancy. It's very safe during pregnancy from the literature that I've found. The essential oils and the oil and all the clay, the charcoal, everything that is in the activated charcoal gel for whitening your teeth that goes with the LED teeth whitener, is all safe for children and it's safe during pregnancy. So on the future boxes that are coming out, I've removed that it is, I've removed the, pregnancy warning, or for kids, that it is safe for kids as long as they're supervised, just so they don't really bite through this and that they're using it properly. But the ingredients in the LED light are all safe. So if you did get one and you're pregnant and the box says it's not safe, it is safe. I removed that from the website, but it probably still says it on a lot of the boxes. So good question. I just really wanted to make sure that it truly was safe before I took that off the box and the labeling.
Let me scroll back, sorry. I was answering a couple questions.
I know some people are confused or not sure how often to use the LED teeth whitener. So let me just tell you guys, this is something that you should incorporate. The best way to do it is to incorporate it into your life. Don't look at this as another thing to do. I would associate the LED teeth whitener with some sort of activity that you do at least 3 times a week. So if you make dinner at least 3 times a week, my best suggestion for you, my favorite suggestion was, I think her name was Shelly, was a customer who wrote in and said that she uses the LED teeth whitener when she makes dinner because once it's in your mouth, you can't eat. And she does a lot of snacking when she makes dinner. So in order to avoid that, she incorporated it right into her routine of making dinner. So for 20 minutes, she puts it in her mouth while she's making dinner. She's whitening her teeth. She's strengthening her teeth, improving her oral biome. She's not snacking while she's eating. Another time is driving or on your commute to work. Just pop it in your mouth. The gel is completely safe. I was talking to Dr. Moorcroft, and he uses it when he drives, and he puts the gel in. Sometimes I'll do it when I'm driving, but I won't put the gel in. But the gel is completely safe to swallow. Unlike peroxide, you don't want to swallow the peroxide gel. Unlike that, this gel was designed so that you could actually swallow it. So when you're done with it, you don't necessarily need to rinse your mouth. You can just swallow the gel. And as you're using it, you will be swallowing gel, which happens automatically no matter what. So it is very safe to swallow, so you don't have to worry about that. Other times, some people do it when they're reading. When they sit down, their first sit down at work with their computer. Some people, because you can plug it right into the USB port. So just incorporate it right into your daily routine. Initially, when you get this, you're going to want to do it 5 days a week with the gel for about 15 or 20 minutes. After that, after the 4 weeks is up, because you get 2 of the gels with it, which is 20 treatments, I recommend doing it 3 times a week as a minimum because of the way it works. The gel is not just whitening your teeth. It's rebuilding your enamel. Your enamel is your thickest part of your tooth. It's the outer hard part of your tooth. That is where your health really is, between your enamel on your teeth and your gum tissue. And you want your gum tissue to be strong. You don't want those pockets. Those pockets, when they open up and you have those crevices, that's where bacteria can hide. That's where inflammation can enter your system. So you really do want your enamel to be super thick. And as you're using the LED teeth whitener, the clay in there is going to help fill in the holes in your enamel, the pits or the loss of the minerals, and strengthen your enamel.
Next question.
Yes.
Sherry has another question.
Yes.
Will my teeth still get remineralized without the charcoal? She uses the cinnamon tooth powder.
Yes. So the only difference between the black formula, let me see if I have a black formula in here.
There's one up by your laptop. In front.
So the only difference between the black formula and the white formula is that we took the white formula. This is unlike most out there. We took the white formula and just added charcoal to it. So you still have all of the clay. There's 3 different clays, and that's beneficial. Somebody just posted a question about the clays versus just doing the 3 clays versus a single clay. So the 3 clays are very beneficial for different reasons. They all have minerals in them, so they are all going to remineralize your teeth, but they have different minerals. Your teeth aren't one mineral. They're a bunch of different minerals, and you really want to provide all the different types of minerals because they work together to strengthen your teeth. But the other thing, like the French green clay is like my favorite. French green clay comes from the sea, so it has nutrients in it from plants like algae, like the green chlorophyll type plants. Those are so beneficial for your gum tissue, not just your teeth, but your gum tissue. Providing those nutrients for your gums is very beneficial for the anti-inflammatory properties, for the healing properties, for the building and regenerating properties. That's really where the power comes. That's really the difference between Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder and other brands that are out there. It's the hugest, like the biggest difference between something like Toxipaste. But even when you're talking other natural products, a lot of people don't get the same results brushing with other products as they would with Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder. And it's because of the blend of the different clays that I used. But the charcoal formula, the black formula, is this formula, exact same formula with charcoal added. You do not want to use straight charcoal all the time. You can use it as an occasional, but using straight charcoal all the time is going to deplenish the minerals. It's not going to replace the minerals that you lost. There's no minerals in charcoal. There's no minerals in baking soda. So those are the two reasons. Those are the reasons you don't want to use those two. Even though they're natural and they're safe to use on your enamel, they're not going to rebuild your enamel. They are healthier than using Toxipaste. So if you run out of tooth powder, you can substitute with either charcoal or baking soda or a blend for a short period of time, but you definitely want to brush with the 3 different clays because that's where the benefit is going to come for remineralizing your teeth, strengthening your enamel. And the thicker your enamel is, the whiter your teeth is going to look always, always, always. If you get a thin enamel, which a lot of people have thin enamel, your teeth will look sort of bluish or yellowish by nature, and there's nothing you can do about that until you rebuild your enamel. So it's really about the thickness of your enamel sometimes.
We're going to switch it up to a skincare question from Melissa. She says, I keep hearing oils cannot hydrate your skin. Is that correct? She uses Earth Infinity Toner and Coffee Bean Serum. Do I need to...
How does your skin feel? Because I know you use all those things. So how does your skin feel? Does this feel hydrated?
She says a lot of people say to add a hyaluronic acid.
Yeah, that's more of a exfoliation type thing. So I just have to ask you, like, I know that you use the oils. How does your skin feel? People don't understand it. They think that oil can't hydrate your skin. I've heard that from a lot of people. I can tell you my skin has never been more hydrated. Water dehydrates your skin. So you hydrate your skin internally, okay? You don't hydrate it from the outside in. You can't get water through your skin. Your skin is a barrier against water. Your skin is not a barrier for oil, okay? Oil passes through your skin. Water does not. Water actually evaporates and pulls moisture out of your skin. It also disrupts your biome, your microbiome, and this can go for your skin too. The microbiome on your skin, if you don't have that, it can disrupt and cause, and it can be one of the reasons you have skin issues because you need that microbiome. You need the oil on your skin. So while oil, I mean, it might be true that oil doesn't hydrate the inside of your skin or the inside of your tissues, but when you're talking hydration of your tissues, that comes from the inside of your body. That does not come from the outside of your body. So from the inside, we're talking water, being hydrated with water, having the right nutrients. You want, at the cellular level, it comes down to all of the, a healthy cell, all of the things that the nucleus and the everything that's in the cell to replicate another healthy cell. But you need the nutrients. You need water for hydration. And you also need like collagen and elastin. Those are going to be the other components of your skin that you want to keep healthy, right? That's one of the reasons why I love the Quiver. It's not over there, right? That's one of the reasons why I love Quiver and use it all the time, is because this is something from the outside that I can do to stimulate collagen and elastin production, which happens on the inside of my skin. But oils passing through my skin can help stimulate the collagen production and the elastin production. And it's not necessarily that the oils themselves do, but the environment that they're creating. They're creating an environment where there's nutrients for each cell in your skin. So the vibration, that sonic vibration, is creating the elastin. It's increasing the elastin and collagen production. So it's a good question. But it's confusing in the sense that the people promoting products that have ingredients in them like water are saying that oil can't hydrate your skin. Well, either does water. Water on the outside does the opposite. The only way to hydrate your skin is internally, taking the right nutrients. I drink a green drink twice a day. And for me, those are my vitamins. They're the micronutrients that my skin and my body needs. And that is how I hydrate my skin. It's not from the outside. The outside I look at more as creating something that can get through, that provides the nutrients right there to my skin.
Next question.
Yes.
I know we're getting couple minutes. We've got a couple questions.
Yes.
Teresa, she said, you recommend replacing the copper tongue scraper every 3 months. Why is that?
So just because for a normal wear or breakdown like of the tongue scraper, if you don't take good care of your tongue scraper, you would want to replace it every 3 months. If it starts to tarnish too much, a little bit of tarnish is no big deal. But it's really for those people that use it and don't really take care of it. It sits in water, things like that. If you take really good care of your tongue scraper and it still looks new, then you can use yours. I've used mine for like almost a year now. I haven't replaced it. So you can use it longer, but it's more of a guideline for people that don't. Your toothbrush is different. You really need to replace your toothbrush at least every 3 months. I say more often than that. But your tongue scraper, as long as you've wiped it off and you're not laying it in water, you can use it a lot longer than that.
Next question, Sherry. She can't use peppermint. Would it be okay to use some tooth powder when she uses the LED instead of the charcoal gel?
So yes, I mean, you can. The peppermint that's in the tooth powder or the gum serum or the gel, there's only a very small amount. So it just depends on the reason you can't use it, the peppermint. But there's such a small, tiny amount that's in there that most people can tolerate it. If you can't use that, you can use some tooth powder on your teeth. The other essential oils that are in the gum serum, not the gum serum, the gel, the whitening gel, help whiten your teeth and help with your gum tissue, as well as the olive oil. This is an olive oil base. And the olive oil helps keep your gums healthy. It helps get the essential oils into your gum tissue. And it also helps with your mouth biome and things like that. If you can't use the gel, then you can use a little bit of the tooth powder. But the gel is really what's made to go with the LED. So good question.
Next question is from Holly Anderson. Usually you say you don't have to moisturize after using your face products, but is it okay?
What face products?
Our face products.
But
she didn't say specifically.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say, I just don't know. I don't know how to answer the question because I don't have enough information. So you want to wash your face with Earth face wash or one of the face washes, Bare face wash. I would always use a moisturizer. So it's not going to strip your face of the oil, that your sebum. It's not going to strip your face of the oil. But I always recommend using either the serum or a moisturizer because that's what's going to penetrate into your skin and hydrate. I don't want to say hydrate. That's probably the wrong word after talking about hydrating. But it's going to keep your skin feeling softer, and it's going to put the nutrients and the moisture back into your skin. So I guess that's the best way I can answer that without knowing all the information. But I would definitely use the face wash and then the toner if you've got the toner, and then either a serum or a moisturizer. And to be honest with you, you can put, like, one of the best ways to look younger and improve your skin is to put the serum or a moisturizer on it more than once or twice a day. I, a lot of times, will put some oil on my skin. Your skin loves it. It actually perks up your skin, and it really makes a difference in the way your skin looks. It heals quicker. Like when you have a blemish or a breakout or something happens, you have a cut, your skin heals so much faster. Think about it. When it's in a moisture, like hydrated, nourished environment than when you're drying it out. So I always err on the side of using serums or moisturizers, but the key is that it's got to be an oil-based. Water has no place on your skin. It really has no place on your skin unless it's like a toner, and the toner is designed like what I designed my toners, they're a tea. So it's water that's infused with different types of herbs and things like that. But as far as a moisturizer or serum goes, there's no place for oil in any, or water in any of those, because they actually do the opposite of what you want. And then along with water comes all the other bad ingredients that you have to put in something to keep it stable and keep it from growing bad bacteria.
Okay. Probably last question really quick.
All right, last question, guys.
Mara, I believe it's Mara. Robbie, does the tooth powder have all the minerals to help prevent cavities that cause our microbiome in our gut to remain healthy?
Wait, read that one more time. Does it have all the minerals in it to what?
Does it have all the minerals to help prevent cavities that cause our microbiome in our gut to remain healthy? Maybe.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That's what confused me was the end. But so here's the thing. So your cavities are a little bit different. They can be caused by bad bacteria. So these guys create an environment where you demineralize your teeth. The demineralization of your teeth is a little bit separate and different than this. So let me answer this in two parts. First, does it have all the minerals in it to replace the minerals that you're losing? My tooth powder has a bunch of minerals in it. The main ones are the calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, things like that. Those are the most prevalent in your teeth. And it's and it has a high dose of those, but it also has other minerals in it that your teeth have. That's why I love the Dirty Mouth Toothpowder and created it with 3 different different clays, because one clay is not enough. So that's what sets it apart. Does it have all of the minerals that are in your teeth? I can't completely answer that because everybody's teeth are different, but it has so many minerals in it. It's such a mineral-rich clay that most people get, when they have sensitive teeth, the remineralization happens. Now, remineralization has to have other things inside your mouth happen for the minerals to go back into your teeth. That's where these guys come in. And you were talking about your gut health. So let me say this. Whatever's inside your mouth, you swallow. All right, let me say that again. All right, everything that's inside your mouth, you swallow. Think about that. It makes sense. When you eat, whatever's inside your mouth, food, bacteria, bugs, whatever kind of bugs they are, whatever's inside your mouth, you swallow. So you want to make sure that there's good things inside your mouth. You want these things inside your mouth, not these things. Because when you swallow this, whatever you swallow goes into your stomach and into your small intestine. So babies, let me put it this way. We are all born with basically a sterile mouth. Think about it. You are in a sterile environment inside your mother. When you are born, you have no biome inside your mouth. So there's 2 ways that babies actually develop their immune system. This is why vaginal deliveries are so important, unless it's an emergency or something that can't be done, because the way that babies, when they're born with a normal vaginal delivery, the microbiome, that's the other place that microbiome is so important, the bacteria inside that, because when babies are born, they are exposed to that, and that is what stimulates their immune system, or the growth of good bacteria inside their mouth, so they can have and develop a good immune system. They swallow that, so that makes sense, right? They get this exposure of good bacteria from their mother. They swallow that, and that's what feeds and seeds the biome in your stomach, in your intestines. and all the way through. Without this, they have less of a defense against disease or inflammation or bugs, okay? It's not that you have the same microbiome inside your mouth all the way through, but this is what will seed and feed the good bacteria inside your gut. The second way that babies develop their immune system is being breastfed, because they are, through the breast milk, they are exposed to other bacteria that are good from their mother, and they are also exposed to other bacteria that are bad. So they can create their biome inside their mouth. So that's why those two things are super important when a baby is born. That's why some babies that are not, they're cesarean and they're bottle fed, might not have as good of an immune system at 3, 4, 5 weeks as the baby that wasn't. Because the baby that was able to create and support their and jumpstart their immune system with this all the way through when they swallow it. So you have to think about what's inside your mouth. Do you want, wait, this one's right, this one. Nope, this guy was right. Do you want this inside your mouth or this? Because whatever's inside your mouth, you swallow into your gut, and it feeds and seeds what's down there. So if you are only swallowing this, it's feeding and seeding everything that's already down here. Why take a probiotic? Here's a good question. Maybe somebody can answer this. Do you guys have the answer to that? Why take a probiotic, because they're expensive, and brush with this? Because when you swallow this, and you will, it doesn't matter how careful you are, you swallow whatever is in your mouth, even if it's a small amount. When you swallow this, there have been studies done that say triclosan, that is in most toothpaste, because it's what kills bacteria. When you swallow that, it has been studied that it can actually cause colon cancer, and it causes a decrease in the biome in your gut. So why brush with this and take those expensive probiotics? So people have asked me, can I just take a probiotic for my mouth? Sure. You don't really need to. If you're brushing with Dirty Mouth Toothpowder, you really don't need a probiotic inside your mouth. You don't. What you need is good bacteria. So if you're brushing, if you're taking a probiotic, a mouth probiotic, a gut probiotic, and you're brushing with this, you are literally just throwing that money away, because this is aimed at killing all of that stuff you are trying to rebuild. So if you value health, I want to talk to the part of you that values health, because that's the part that gets it. That's the part that goes, oh my gosh, I totally understand this. This totally makes sense. I totally get that the microbiome optimizes your total health. And it starts inside your mouth, because that's the outside world. And that outside world goes completely through you. And it's all trying to get in. And if it's this stuff that's protecting you, you got good health. You got the best shot. I'm not going to say you're going to be healthy all the time, and you're not going to have issues that come up. But you are going to have the best defense against it. But if you are starting with an immune system that looks like this inside your mouth, you do not have total health. There's no way you can have total health. Your brain is dependent on it. Your gut is dependent on it. Your heart is dependent on it. If you're a female of childbearing age, that baby is dependent on that baby. For pregnant women, your baby's health just might reflect the health of your mouth. Remember how I said you can look inside someone's mouth and you can get a snapshot picture of what their health is like? That's why all health starts in your mouth. And that, my friend, might be where it ends. For those companies that are selling this, that is where they want your good health to stop. Because that's what they're selling you. They're selling you something that gets rid of that. And if you don't have the microbiome, you don't have health. So your health stops inside your mouth. That's where it would start. Mike.
Yep. Would you like another question, or did you want to?
Is there another one that I should answer?
We've got a bunch.
Okay, keep going then.
Okay.
What do I think of oil cleansing instead of soap and face wash?
That was the one I was gonna ask you.
What do I think of oil cleansing instead of soap and face wash? So, Yarlene, I don't have a true opinion against oil cleansing. It's just nothing that I really like. I don't really care for oil cleansing inside my mouth. It takes too long, and it doesn't. The clay and the tooth powder does the same thing in less time. I personally don't care for oil cleansing on my skin, and I don't know why, but that's a personal preference. So oil cleansing is good as long as you like it and it works for you. It's healthy. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I would just make sure you're using a good oil for oil cleansing and that it's an organic oil. But for me personally, I like the nutrients that the face washes that I created. They don't destroy your natural biome, but they also have some nutrients in it. Whereas most oils themselves, it's a good cleansing, but it's not necessarily going to provide a lot of the oil or but it is good. So it's really a personal preference as far as that goes.
And then Darlene asked about hydrosols. She uses rose hydrosols as toner.
Okay, so a hydrosol is a water, and usually the hydrosols are like a toner, sort of like a toner that you put on. And I would just make sure that there's no bad ingredients in it, because those can be kind of washed out. They wash out all the good ingredients. As far as something like a toner goes, most of them, they're made to dry quickly on your face so that you can get that burst of nutrients, and it sort of stimulates. It's kind of like for your skin, and as you're feeling it, you're kind of like, whew, this feels really good. And you want to, for as far as I'm concerned, with a toner, you want to apply your moisturizer or your serum before you get to the point where you feel like your skin is dry, because then you've kind of depleted the whole mission. So it's kind of like a spritz, and then let it set for a second, and then I put my serum and moisturizer on. Hydrosols would be okay as long as the ingredients are okay, and you follow it up with a moisturizer or a serum. And I would just also make sure that the water is either distilled or purified.
Christine is looking forward to the CBD products, and
Me too.
And she wants to know, can you talk about how the CBD is going to be incorporated into the products, the tooth powder, the gum serum?
Incorporated, so it's just going to be blended right in. I don't know if that's what you mean. So the CBD that we use is a plant isolate. So it's the part of the plant that is only the CBD part. There is none of the other part of the plant. So you never risk there being any of the THC in it. It's all CBD. So those are the part that gives you the health benefits, the anti-inflammatory properties. And as far as the tooth powder, it's a powder form that is going to be incorporated right into the tooth powder. And the serum, the gum serum, will have it incorporated right into it. So you don't have to worry about mixing anything or doing anything.
And last one, how and when do you use the Boost, the Boost gum serum?
Oh, good question. The Boost gum serum.
Should be one right down.
Oh, right here. So the Boost gum serum is used. This is something you can use anytime during the day. So you don't have to just use this after you brush. I typically like to use it after I brush instead of before I brush or on my brush. Some people will put the tooth powder. Let me get a tooth powder. So some people, I don't know if everybody knows how to use it. So for the tooth powder, you wet your brush. You can use a dry brush. I tend to like to use a damp brush. So I'll wet my brush, shake off the excess water, dip it, tap it, whatever stays on your brush is what you use. Some people will also add a pump. These are coming either in a pump or a dropper. We're kind of switching between the two right now as we're trying to figure out which one's the best. But as far as a pump, I'd put a pump on here. A dropper, I'd probably put 2 to 3 drops on here, and you can brush your teeth with that. I personally, and that's great and fine if that's how you do it, I personally like to put just a pump on my hand, on my finger, and then after I brush, just rub it right on my gums, because I like that sensation of this going directly on my gum tissue instead of being in the tooth powder. The other way that you can use it is to put a pump on your finger and rub your floss through it and then floss your teeth, because the tissue between your teeth doesn't necessarily always get cleaned the way you want, like you clean the rest of your mouth. So it's a real great cleansing agent for in between your teeth. The other way to do it is put a pump in a little bit of water. You don't want a lot. You can put it in a little bit of water and swish. I don't necessarily recommend you doing that unless you don't really want the full flavor or the full taste. I like full strength. I don't like diluting it, and I like it to just sit on my gum tissue. A swish and spit is what some people do, but I recommend doing it just directly. The easiest way for me is right directly to my gum tissue. It cleanses your tissue. It really deep cleanses your tissue, and it supports your oral gum health because it decreases inflammation. It has a lot of nutrients. It speeds the cell turnover, and it helps keep your gums nice and toned so you don't get those pockets in your gum tissue. This is the best kept secret. Most people find us because of the tooth powder, but really, it's just as important and even better for your gum tissue. If your gums aren't healthy, that's where a lot of the inflammation can happen. I think I was talking earlier, sort of answered the question about the cavities. So the cavities, as far as the bacteria goes, is created because of the environment. The demineralization of your teeth comes from the environment inside your mouth, all right? And that being more of an acidic environment. So when you eat sugar and you have bacteria that looks like this inside your mouth, that creates an acidic environment. That acid or acidic environment is the environment where minerals come out of your teeth. It's much harder to remineralize your teeth. So even if you eat healthy food, but you have all this bad bacteria inside your mouth in an acidic environment, those minerals might not go into your teeth. That's why it's so important that you brush. This just might be like the golden nugget of the entire video. The golden nugget is the whole reason why brushing with something like this is so important, Dirty Mouth Tooth Powder, is because it creates the environment that doesn't allow the minerals to really leave your teeth. You need that acidic environment. And not that you won't every once in a while, because foods can be acidic, have an acidic environment inside your mouth. But when you're brushing with this and only really supporting the good bacteria, because these guys don't live in the same environment. That's something that's really important. Even for people, like even I'm talking people that are sick with cancer. Cancer cells don't live in the same environment as healthy cells. They live in completely opposite extremes. So if you create the environment that only is conducive to good cells, you have much better chance of not even dealing with these guys. They don't like this environment. They die. So it's the same thing inside your mouth. So you want to create the environment that's more alkaline inside your mouth. So the tooth powder creates that alkaline environment inside your mouth, and it helps to prevent the demineralization because of the environment. So I hope that makes sense. As far as your gum tissue goes as well, the acidic environment is not good for your gum tissue, and the alkaline environment is also more conducive to healthier gums. So I hope that makes sense. Brushing with the tooth powder is really important for the remineralization, creating that alkaline environment that is non-conducive to mineral loss. Are there any
Ready? One last question.
One last question, guys.
From Sherry.
Sherry.
Her question, is it okay to use just olive oil with the LED whitener?
So yes, you can use just olive oil, but it's not going to be as beneficial for your teeth. So what I would recommend, if you're not using the gel that comes with it,
she's nursing, so that's why she is steering away from the peppermint.
Oh, with the mint. Okay. So yes, you can use olive oil. I mean, it would be beneficial because, so I don't know if everybody knows, let me walk through the LED teeth whitener and why it's so different than anything else and how it's beneficial. So you can see the two different colors. You can see the blue in the center, and you can see like the purplishly turns more to purple and red. So the red is your gum tissue. Most of the time, people have issues with their gums more towards the back of their mouth, which is why we put them more towards the back. But it does penetrate your gum tissue, and it does affect all of your gum tissue. So I can put this in. I'm going to do that. And you can see the redness all around, all right? So you can see the red. The red LED light helps with your gum tissue. It supports gum health. It helps, just like red LED lights on your skin, it actually helps improve collagen production, helps decrease inflammation and speeds healing. So that's the whole point of the red. The blue helps to diminish the bad bacteria. These guys don't like the blue light. E. coli, H. pylori, and anything else that's nasty don't like that blue light. Gets rid of it. It only supports the good growth of this. So that's what the blue light. Blue light is friendly to your good biome. It helps optimize your total health. That's what this does. This kind of ramps it up to the next level. The blue light also helps to whiten your teeth. So using this with straight olive oil is okay. It's going to help keep, the olive oil is good for your gum tissue. I would probably use olive oil as opposed to just using this alone. The other thing you can use, I know this has peppermint. This is the gum serum, so Sherry wouldn't want to use this now because she's not using the other. But the other thing you can use for anybody that isn't, in between treatments, sometimes I'll throw a little bit of the gum serum on and throw this in my mouth. So I've had questions about why does this get, like, people can feel heat in their mouth. The LED lights do get a little, you feel the heat, and it's the heat that's helping penetrate your mouth and your gum tissue. You can feel that. I had this on in the airport the other day for 20 minutes, and I can feel the heat of my mouth, my tissues, and it's not a hot heat, but it is a heat that's helping everything penetrate deeper. So the activated charcoal gel, if anybody is using that, you would put either directly on the LED itself, or you can put it on your toothbrush and brush it on your teeth and then put this in your mouth. So that's the key. But the key, whenever you can use the gel, I would use the gel. This really helps rebuild your microbiome, and it's going to help with your total body health. Primarily because of the way all of the ingredients are formulated. It not only whitens your teeth, it does much more than whitens your teeth. And as you're using this, it's going to help create that whole environment inside your mouth that promotes health. And if you value health, you know that it all starts in your mouth. So later on, as you're brushing your teeth, you're going to be thinking about total body health and how you can optimize your health. Because if you can optimize your health inside your mouth, then you know that you can optimize your health in other areas of your body. And what better way to optimize your health than to optimize your brain health? Think about that. As you're getting older, you really want your brain to stay on target, right? Focus, focus. It can't happen when you have all sorts of bugs inside your mouth. When you open your mouth, if you see a lot of bad stuff going on there, it usually indicates that there's bad stuff inside your body. So later on, as you're brushing your teeth, you're going to be thinking about other ways that you can optimize your health. And probably the most important way that you can optimize your health is through your microbiome inside your mouth, supporting it with Dirty Mouth Toothpowder, the Boost Gum Serum, as well as the LED Teeth Whitener. This isn't something that you get and you use once or twice and you get results, or you think you get results, or you see results, or you feel results, and you put it away. This is something that you incorporate into your life because you know that using it 5 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever it is, that you're optimizing your health with it. Brain health is indicative of mouth health. Mouth health is so there's that triad, guys. There's a triad. I'm gonna be talking to a lot of really influential people this year. And we're going to be talking about how your gut health and your brain health is all related to your mouth health. So you've heard of leaky gut syndrome. You've heard, I've heard people talk about leaky brain syndrome, but it's a triad. It's a triad of health. And you've got your brain, you've got your gut, and you've got your mouth. I probably should have drawn this a little different. Next time I will. This is the link between the other two. It's the total link. It's the connection from this and this. Both of these lead to systemic disease or systemic health. And it's all the gateway right here. And that is the indicator right there. So this is the starting point. That's where you start. We're just attacking it wrong. We're just looking at it wrong. We want to fix the brain and we want to fix the gut. So we're focused on fixing the things that we think target the brain and target the gut. But we didn't start at the beginning of the story. And the beginning of the story is the mouth. For adults, children, and babies that aren't even born yet, it starts in mom's mouth. And that is the indicator of overall health. So we really have to start at the beginning of the story. So later on, as you're brushing your teeth and you're thinking about how you can improve your health, you're going to come to realize that the only way to improve your overall health is really through your mouth. And if you're using the right products, and you know you will, because you'll have an oralgasm every time you brush or every time you smile, you're going to know that you are actually smiling a healthy smile. And everything else that follows, your brain, your gut, your heart, everything is healthy because the biome inside your mouth is indicative of what's inside your body. Good? All right, guys. Wow, that was probably an hour and a half. That was supposed to be a half hour.
Hour and 8 minutes.
Wow. Oh, yeah, because we started a little bit late. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. This is Mouthing Off with Trina. And I really appreciate everything you guys do. I really appreciate that you value your health. And if you know anybody else that has health as their number 1 or number 2 value, which most people do, pass this information along to them because really the best way to change your health is through the gatekeeper, your mouth. All right, guys, thanks. Have an amazing day. And smile. Don't forget, have your oralgasm and hashtag it.